Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. It is the fourth night of my annual catalog kickoff, fourth and final. We're not going to get through it all. I can tell you that right now. There's so many wonderful things in this new annual catalog. There's no way we could get to it all, but we have a whole year, so we have lots of time. Lots of other things that go on during that year, but we still have time. So stick with me and I will share lots and lots of things, but a few more for sure tonight. So welcome. If you are joining me, please say hello. Let me know that you're here. I'm not at all set up on my other device, so you are going to have to just bear with me for a moment while I start that part from scratch. Here I go. I did not mention, but if anyone is new to this group, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. And so if you live in Canada and you are looking for a demonstrator for all your crafting needs, I would love to help you. Love to craft with you, love to have you craft with me, love to have you join my events and check out what's going on here and all the rest of it. We have a lot of fun. Some nights we have a lot of mistakes and a lot of goof ups and a lot of silly things that go on, but I think we have a lot of fun overall. I have a lot of fun, and I hope that you do too, because that's what this is all about. Okay, let me get that hopefully started. Here it comes. Okay, it's coming. There we go. Donna, hello and welcome. And I have this light in here again. I don't know. I move it during the day. I move it if I'm doing some photos or some other things. And anyway, it's all gets in the way. What can I say? It's got a good light. Anyway, as I say, fourth and final night tonight for the kickoff. So let's get going. Terry, hello and welcome. Put my glasses on to see what you say because you're on my comments down there and it's little. And at nighttime, my eyes are not so good. So let's just take a peek. What it says, oh, you're at the cabin. That's right. It is the long Memorial Day weekend in the US. So happy Memorial Day weekend to all of my friends in the US. We had our long weekend in Canada last weekend, was Victoria Day here. It's the weekend that we celebrate the Queen's birthday, Queen Victoria originally, and I think that her birthday may have been around May 24th, and that was how it kind of got started. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. I'm not a history buff, but I know it was Queen Victoria, and that's how we had Victoria Day weekend. Queen Elizabeth, her birthday is in April, but who wants a long weekend in April? We want it in May when there's a hope that the weather will be better. Anyway, the long weekend was not banner this year, but it wasn't terrible. So anyway, I do wish all of my American friends and followers a happy Memorial Day weekend. So let's get started. I am going to switch this down to here. We have the catalog. We have the catalog with with the glare. There we go. That's a little bit better, isn't it? And while we are looking at the catalog and these handy dandy little tabs that show you where all things important are, this is part of my thank you gift if you place an order this week. So if you haven't done so yet, you do have until the end of the day tomorrow to do that. The host code is in, I think it will show up in the Facebook post for this. I put it in the description, so I think that shows. But I also put up another post with it and a direct link to go right to my online store and everything else. So hopefully you can find that because I do have some wonderful gifts for you. In addition to my regular thank you gifts that I send for orders, I have these catalog tabs. And then if your order is over $50, I will send you a selection of some of the specialty papers that we have been looking at this week. And we have another one of those for tonight. And if your order is over $100, then I will also send you some gems, some of, where'd they go? haven't used the whole pack yet, I don't think. No, not too many off this pack. Iridescent pearl basic jewels. So these are the pearls, and they look quite white on camera there, don't they? But these are the ones that are iridescent. So you're going to see a little bit of green and purple sort of showing there. Anyway, moving on. So I will get this out of the way. See, I always know where my catalog is when we start because it usually gets stacked up under stuff later on, and then I can't find it. Okay, kicking off tonight, we have the brush stroke paper, and this is a specialty paper, so it is fairly lightweight. It's not a heavy paper like some of the foils and things, but you get 3 sheets: Night of Navy, Blushing Bride, and Soft Succulent. And you can see there, it almost looks feather-like brush strokes though on this paper. So the brush strokes are shiny. They're, again, not glittery, just shiny. So it's sort of tone on tone with some sheen. Maybe sheen is a better word than shiny. It's not super shiny, but it's definitely got some shimmery sort of look to it. Somebody said they thought it looked similar to, do you remember back in, I'm going to say the 60s, they had that vinyl wallpaper that you could get, and it had this kind of a pattern, and it almost has that sort of feel to it now that I'm touching it and rubbing it. It is not vinyl, it is paper, and I don't have any cards to share with you tonight. I haven't used it yet. I don't know if you can see. You can't see the whole paper. It doesn't fit in the camera, but there is nothing cut out of any of those yet. But there will be, and I will share those with you when I get to them. But I did want to show that to you. And on the bright side as well, I figured out the phone situation last night. So hopefully we will have picture here all evening tonight. I think I mentioned that I didn't know why the battery had gone dead because I had it plugged in, because I always plug my phone in when I'm doing these events. And I had plugged my phone in, except the other end of the cord was not pushed right down into the receptacle. So it wasn't really plugged in. Go figure, right? Alrighty. Next up is some bright and happy designer series paper called Butterfly Kisses. And I will, okay, I didn't mark this page, but let's just look it up here quickly. So the designer series paper is shown on page 131, and if I go to page 36 and 37, this is where we have the Butterfly Kisses suite. So this is the paper, the 6x6, and I will show you that in larger life in just a moment. There's also these really cute flower gems that I have not even used yet. Can you believe there's too many gems? I haven't had a chance to use them all yet. But anyway, they come in, here's my little cheat notes. Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Starry Sky, and Parakeet Party. So lots of super bright, fun colors, which also happen to be the colors in the designer series paper. Who knew, right? There is a stamp set and dies that coordinate with this. And the butterflies are they're like builder butterflies, so you can mix and match different tops and bottoms, or someone said, well, you could do it sideways, but it's sort of meant to be tops and bottoms, the way these are set up. But anyway, and a couple of bodies and some other decorative dots and spots and things that you can put on it. So lots of fun bits and pieces there to play with. And the dies have both outline dies to cut out around the stamped images, as well as details, so that you can cut things like that to later on or just have separate. So that's that. But let's take a look at the paper. So here it is 6 by 6. So there are 12 different patterns, and you get 4 sheets of each, I believe. So lots and lots, again, lots of, like the Tea Boutique one, there's lots of different patterns and styles, stripes and flowers and little, this is sort of butterfly, kind of heart-like. Then we do actually have some butterflies. There's some sort of medium-sized butterflies, and then we have some large butterflies. So even if you don't have, you know, the dies or anything, I'm not positive that they match, but looks like they may. But you could certainly fussy cut those quite easily. This is virtually the same piece, just different colors from the color palette. And then there's small butterflies. So those are all of one side, and I will get all of these picked up, maybe. Whoop, ready? Whoop. And there's the back. So lots of the Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, and Parakeet Party on the back, but some really awesome patterns. Look, it's just lines, but I love this. This one caught my eye right away. Maybe the mood I was in. And, you know, a few different flower patterns. There are some butterflies. The butterflies are not your thing, though. There were some butterfly pieces on the other side, which are not butterflies here. And these butterflies are not butterflies on this side. So you could just enjoy all these bright, beautiful summer colors without ever creating anything with a butterfly, if butterflies don't happen to be your thing. I don't know. I think most people like butterflies, but anyway, lots of wonderful patterns to select from in there. And I have only made one card with this paper, but I will share this with you. This was part of what was this? Was this mystery stamping? This was something that we did one time. Anyway, cool layout. Oh, this is a case from the catalog. I want to say page 37. I was supposed to look that up. I thought of that the other day. Nope, obviously not page 37. Let me just take a quick fly through here and see if I can find which page it was on. Oh, here we go. 23, page 23. That's close to 37, isn't it? So this card became this card. So similar items. I've got my strip of designer series paper, as they do there. I've got my circle, as they do, my sentiment, and then they have their die cut interest element behind the sentiment, and I put mine on top because it was the butterfly. I wanted to really show it off. But yeah, this was what inspired this card. So, like I said the other night, if you are ever stuck for crafting ideas, just open the catalog. So many wonderful ideas in there. So, okay, so that is Butterfly Kisses. And we will move on to, we talked about the Texture Chic bundle the other night, but one of the things that I did not share was this Memories and More cards and envelopes. So it's a package of cards. These are, I think, they're 4 by 6. Well, 4 and a quarter by 6 and a quarter. Okay, 4 and a quarter by 6 and a quarter. Yes, that's correct, because the Memories and More cards are 4 by 6. So this is a larger than standard card, but you don't need to worry about it because in this package, you also get larger than standard envelopes. And these are decorated with some metallic gold. And when you flip them over, look at that pretty decorative inside. This is like one of the pieces of designer series paper that we looked at from the Textured Chic designer series paper. I hope that's what it's called. Season of Chic. It's not Textured Chic. Sorry, I just have to look this up because it's going to drive me batty. But that was something that we used to have, and I don't think it's, oh, it is texture sheet, not textured, texture. It's a mouthful. Anyway, texture sheet. That specialty paper, this was one of the backs of one of the pages. So these are beautiful cards and envelopes, and then you can get the texture sheet memories and more card pack, and in there you get all sorts of cards. Some are 4x6, or yes, 4x6 like this, and some are 3x4 like these, and they're all double-sided. They're great for just for adding color and pattern and that sort of thing. They're good for memory keeping, for journaling. Best day ever. Perfect if you're doing some memory keeping. Surrounded by goodness. Some of these are upside down, but you get the idea, right? And they are also marvelous for making cards, which you can do with these. Also in the Memories and More pack, you get 4 sheets of stickers. You get two of each. So 2 of these with thank you, happy, love. This is what life is all about, and some leaves and things. And then you get 2 of these as well, just with some colored bits. And here's your 4 seasons. You're on my mind. I'll look back at this and smile. Here for you. Just different things that you can use for memory keeping or for card making, whatever you wish. Okay. And so I I actually have made a card with these. This card here, this is just the card base. And then this is one of the cards, says, when we have each other, we have everything. And I popped it up on dimensionals on there, and I added some embellishments. Those are the rustic metallic adhesive back dots that I put on there. And that that was the month anniversary card for MSH on yesterday. Look at that, it was just yesterday. And I had kind of fallen behind in making him a card. So he got this one. And that is an old retired stamp that I put on. It was not retired when I first met him. It was actually a current stamp when I first met him. And our whole getting together and my life at that point was truly an adventure. And so I put that onto something that said the adventure begins, and it just kind of became our thing. So every month he still buys me flowers, and every month I make him a card, and the card always has this on the back. So there's my little sentimental moment for you for tonight. So that was one card made with one of the smaller Memories and More cards. And you can, you could layer that, you could add to that, you could make it, a little more stepped up than it was. I was just, I was short on time. Okay, I confess. But it also, it shows you how quickly and easily you can come up with a handmade card. So for this one, I have this one. It says, you make me smile. Now this is a 4x6 card. So it leaves just a very narrow border, as we would with some of our standard card making, but we would often then have something else in here. So I was thinking I would just trim this down a little bit, just to show a little bit more of the background, because the background is lovely. And because I'm going to assume this is all measured and appropriate and all the rest of it, I'm going to take the same amount off of everywhere. I'm not sure if I want 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch off everywhere. So I'm going to start with 1/8 of an inch. Better safe than sorry kind of thing. And we will see what kind of a border that creates. I do want some of the card base to show, because it is lovely and decorated. So I don't want to hide it. Okay, so I have taken 1/8 of an inch off of each side, which will leave 1/4 of an inch of border. I think I'm going to do another 1/8 inch. So it'll be a little bit, it won't be, it'll be, what's a quarter of an inch? 3/8 of an inch border on each side. And I'm hoping that will work, because if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to do this again one more time, and you're probably tired of watching me just cut straight edges off of a pre-printed card, right? Get the show on the road, Connie. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Yes, I think that's appropriate. So that's just a nice amount of border, and this little, can you see the, just, it's very subtle, but there's bits of green in the card piece. Just kind of pick up the green from this card. So I think this is going to work really well. I think it's going to make me smile. Oh, look at that. That's very pretty as well. I didn't even really look at the back before. This would be great for journaling if you were using this card for memory keeping. So there are 2 of each of the cards. So I do still have one that I can do some memory keeping with when I get there. Another confession, I don't do a whole lot of memory keeping. I have all these great intentions, but cards are my thing. You know, I make lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cards. And I like doing layouts for traditional scrapbooking. So I could use this for traditional scrapbooking, of course. It doesn't have to be memory keeping with the pockets and things. It can absolutely be done. You can use these cards to decorate your traditional scrapbooking pages as well. You can use them for anything, right? They're just great cards. Make sure I have this opening the right way. I'm just going to put that down there. And of course, when you have such a simple card, it is a great opportunity to show off some more gems. So I was thinking these are the 2021 to 23 in color opal rounds. I was thinking of these, which are soft succulent. These are the evening evergreen, but I think I'm going to use the soft succulent for this card. I'm just going to pick these up. These are like the opal rounds, but with color, and they are lovely. Well, they're gems. Of course they're lovely, but they are. Some great, just really great colors. Let's see, all the in colors: fresh freesia, pale papaya, polished pink, evening evergreen, and soft succulent. So those are wonderful. So there you go. Look at that, quick and easy. Oh, it's a little bit lost on the camera, isn't it? But you can see them in real life because they pick up different colors. So now I can give MSH's card back. I have shown you, and we will move on. There we go. Alrighty, what do we have up next? I think we are over to this. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to share with you is the Abigail Rose Designer Series paper. And it is soft, subtle, sort of, I want to say, old-fashioned romantic paper. You always like quick and easy cards. You know what, Terry? I do too. I'm all about quick and easy. Easy to replicate, easy to teach, easy to share, easy to make and enjoy. So in this paper, we have basic white and very vanilla. It's kind of different. Crumb cake, early espresso, smoky slate, and maybe basic gray. I have to look that up. But anyway, there. Oops, maybe that way. So this one, look at this. Can you just like, okay, even I could fussy cut this around here and then add some color with sponge daubers or your blending brushes, or you could get out your, oh dear, Stampin' Blends, markers, maybe even, you could do an aqua painter, although this is designer series paper, so you wouldn't want to get it too wet, but certainly you could add color to, well, pretty much any of these sheets. Perhaps not this one. That might not color really well, but any of the others, you could certainly add color to those. And here are the backs, and I do like this one. That's kind of a fun pattern. And then we have more of the early espresso, and this is actually crumb cake. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't look like crumb cake, but when you put crumb cake cardstock next to it, it is. And here we have smoky slate along with the white. Crumb cake again. Here's your not blushing bride, the other one. Oh my brain is it's not geared tonight, ladies. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to look it up. Petal pink, right? Yes, I'm sure that's what it's going to say. Basic black, crumb cake, early espresso, petal pink, smoky slate, and very vanilla. There we go. I had them all. I was just struggling with that petal pink word. Don't ask me why. And there's smoky slate again. Isn't that lovely? I do like gray. So, yes, petal pink. Ding, 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 Terry, you win the prize. So there is the designer series paper, and I wanted to share a couple of cards that I made that just really show off the paper and also start to feature this guy, Go To Greetings. This is, we've talked about this a little bit. This is the stamp set that is going to be part of my June card class. You will receive this stamp set if you sign up for the June card class. So you'll get the stamp set as well as all the paper product, embellishments, envelopes, everything you need for 4 cards. You just need to add your own ink and adhesive. And then we'll get together on Zoom Wednesday, June 22nd. This is really tiny, I'm sure. But this did go out in email, and I need to put this up on Facebook as well. But anyway, it's my standard card night. Okay, so the 4th Wednesday, 4th, hopefully. That should be about right, shouldn't it? 2, 9, 16, 20, yes. Oh, I was calculating Thursdays, but yes. So it would be the 4th Wednesday, and the cost of the class is $45 if you are local and will pick up your kit and stamp set from me, or $50 if you would like it shipped to your door. And I can ship anywhere in Canada. And if you are a member of the Great Stampin' Believers team, your kit is just $10, plus $5 for shipping if you want it shipped to you. And that's just what I offer my team. So it's just really, you are just paying for the card kit itself. Your kit will not include the stamp set or envelopes, because those are things that you can order yourself and you can get the credit and you can buy it at a discount. Because if you are part of the Great Stampin' Believers team, or you are any Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for that matter, you get a discount on everything. So that is just good news. But anyway, that is the stamp set that we will be featuring on all of our cards. And there will be lots of designer series paper and some pretty other bits and pieces in that class. But the only stamp set that we will use will be the sentiment one. So here is one of the cards with that paper and one of the sentiments. Thinking of you. Look at that big, beautiful scripty font. I love it. It's so elegant. And to me, these flowers are just the perfect backdrop for it. And then, of course, I embellished. So those are the brushed metallic dots that we have had previously. So there's one of the cards. And then I used this paper. And there's Thinking of You Again. And some other little interesting bits and pieces here that we will talk about. So this is one of the dies from the Artisan Editions die set. And this is one of the dies. It's just dies. There's no stamp that goes with it. There are 3 dies. So there is this one with the little flower and leaf sprigs. And here's a hint. Use adhesive sheets on this. This was the very first one that I cut out, and I didn't use an adhesive sheet, and I should have. So when I cut the second one, I did use an adhesive sheet. And then there is this one that cuts just some little slices in your cardstock, and that would make a really interesting addition to a card. I've obviously not made this into a card yet, but I will. And then this third one cuts out this, see that? This beautiful designer, almost like stained glass, which you could, no, not. I may be blending brushes behind this, but I am not going to color all those individual bits and pieces. But after I cut them, I was bringing them over to my table. I had them sitting like this, and I thought, oh, Tahitian Tide over Orchid Oasis. Isn't that lovely? So it may end up just on a piece of Orchid Oasis cardstock. I'm not sure yet, but this too will be made into a card. So those are the 3 dies, and as I say, it's just a die set. So sometimes it's you miss those in the catalog, but there are actually a few of them in this catalog, and so we will. I will be sharing a few of them with you live and in person because I have a few on my list, my wish list. Have I mentioned my wish list and the fact that it is long? So I'm just going to go. So here are the dies. So this is the Artisan Editions on page 169. And then there is also these delicate edges, which cut out just edge pieces. And dots and spots. This just cuts dots in your paper. Brushed shapes. These again are just dies that don't have a specific stamp set that they coordinate with. Fancy frames over here. These are lovely. These are perhaps one of my next purchases. They're on my wish list anyway. Many things are. What can I say? The mini pocket envelope. This makes little envelopes that will hold a gift card or a tea packet or, cash, as my kids say. Oh, cash will fit in those. Anyway, so there are a number of dies that are just dies and don't have coordinating stamp sets with them. So, like I said, there's a few of them on my wish list. You're bound to see a few more as time goes by. Here's the other interesting, gorgeous script. Yes. Oh, oh, Terry, I'm sorry. Your wish list has kind of grown this week, hasn't it? And I'm just trying to help you catch up with me because my wish list is it's very long as well. But and this is one of our new ribbons, kind of, sort of. Okay, really and truly, this is our new a natural finish ribbon, and it looks like this, and it is lovely. It's very soft. We used to have something kind of similar to this, but it was more burlap-like, and it was much stiffer. But this is very soft, and I didn't really think that you would be able to tie a bow with it. I haven't tried yet, but it feels so soft. I'm thinking that you probably could tie a bow with it. Should have left the end longer, probably. But anyway, so it would be a very large bow, probably not really appropriate for card making, but certainly you could use it to tie up a box like we did last night with that silver mesh. Look at, oh, it makes a beautiful bow though. Look how nice and square and flat. And if you played with this, you got this stretched out a little bit and squared off. Ooh, it's kind of lovely, isn't it? I could, anyway, you could play with this a lot. But anyway, it would be a large bow. It would be a major element of a card if you did put it on a card. But you could. Anyway, now you know. But the other really cool thing that you can do is stamp on it. So these are the little baby dragonflies out of the Dragonfly Garden stamp set that I put on there. And then I just cut it and did it from banner ends underneath. Now, I didn't want to, it does lay fairly flat if you do this, but because I had stamped all on the same side, I actually cut it underneath. But anyway, there is that. So I thought we would just do a little bit of stamping on some ribbon. I don't know that I need it on here because there's cushioning on the ribbon. This is where I stamped it. So there is still, and I don't have my ribbon scissors right here, but I'm just going to trim this off. There we go. And then I pulled out, because we are using the go-to greetings, I pulled out one of the happy birthdays that was in there, and I thought we would use some Memento Black. So this other one, this card is stamped with early espresso. So it's dark brown to coordinate with everything else that's brown on the card. And this one, because I'm thinking it's not photopolymer, and I will probably not get it nicely spaced. I could try. I was thinking I would purposely do it on an angle, but maybe I'll give it a shot to see if I can get it into the middle, because I need more than one. I think you would want sort of a strip of happy birthday. Try this. We'll see what we get. Maybe we'll just be, moving on in the ribbon department. But, oh, okay, that kind of worked. Another one right here. Happy birthday, happy birthday. I'm not going to sing, but I suppose you could do that too, couldn't you? And you want to, because I'm assuming, I haven't really tested this theory, but I'm thinking because I'm stamping onto something very porous like this ribbon, that you want to just hold it there for a moment and give the ink an opportunity to soak in. So now when you put this, so you could just kind of put that onto a card right across. Oh, if I cut that on an angle and put it right, look at that. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Something very different. Woohoo! And you can stamp anything on here. I mean, obviously it's only, what is it? No, it's not even quite an inch wide, 7/8 of an inch wide. But it's very easy to stamp on and something very different. This is probably my new favorite ribbon. But I love it just like this too. I just love the natural look of it. This would be really nice on that linen paper that we looked at last night, because it was quite white, and this has got sort of that crumb cake tone to it. White and crumb cake. Okay, watch for it, ladies. It's coming. It is absolutely coming, because that's a color combination that a lot of people don't do, but it looks awesome together. You may recall in my last catalog kickoff, the January to June, when I did those cards with crumb cake, and then I colored on them with a white chalk marker. You recall those? I remember those because it was like, gosh, I so like white and crumb cake together. So anyway, coming soon to a card near you, I suspect. Alrighty, and how are we doing for time? Okay, 20 minutes. I think we can do this. So the last thing I wanted to share with you tonight is one more designer series paper, and it is called A Wash in Beauty. And it is Again, it's got beautiful colors in it, and I'm going to just read them rather than trying to look at this and make sure I've got them all covered. So we have Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Granny Apple Green, Merry Merlot, Mossy Meadow, Polished Pink, and So Saffron. So lots and lots of colors. And some really pretty flowers. So here is the first piece. Beautiful colors. That Merry Merlot is, I love it. It's a lovely color. Deep and punchy. And here we have some small flowers with the Mossy Meadow, Calypso Coral, Balmy Blue. Okay, all you fussy cutting people, there you go. Look at that. You could build, it's the build a flower page. Look, you've got stems and flowers and leaves and little flowers. Oh my gosh. You could just make all sorts of wonderful creative things with that. This is a really pretty piece. Again, cut it out. And then we have one of the quick and easy card making pieces. Cut it down the middle, cut it into thirds or so, and you have instant cards. Okay. And then on the back of all of this, we have single color. So a little bit more subtle patterns, great for backgrounds and backdrops. And look at that beautiful texture on that. Just soft and muted would make awesome. What are we giving up on the front? Oh, fussy cutting. Well, that just breaks my heart, doesn't it? I might be using this a lot. They're similar sort of piece, but in the Granny Apple Green, and then some checker stuff. So that is the paper. And I have a couple of card samples to show you. So this is from the piece, cut in half, quick and easy cards. And look at that, cut in half, quick and easy card. This is from the Heron Habitat. That's where that sentiment is from. And these little babies, I don't think I have shown you yet. I have them somewhere in my new gem bucket. See, I put all the new gems in here so I could keep tabs on them. So these are heart pearls, and we have let's see, milky white. So milky white. So these, they're not shiny. They're milky white and glossy white. These are shiny. They don't really look a whole lot different on camera, do they? These are shiny in real life, though. And then pearl white. So three different colors of pearl hearts, two different sizes, larger and smaller, and they're all heart shapes. So they're a couple. Actually, I think that might be all three. Let's see what's missing from this sheet. Oh, no, they're all the same. I thought I looked at one earlier and it looked quite different. Did I use them for something else? No, that seems to be all that's off of the page. So I guess I used all of these glossy white ones, but just two different sizes. Okay. Try not to lie to you, ladies. Try to tell you what I used for real. And here is, this is the other page that we talked about cutting out. So look, more fussy cutting. Are you proud of me? And this is from the Sending Smiles stamp set. So it could have said sending a card to say hello, or it can just say a card to say hello. And these are the in color opals. No, maybe not, because they're blue. Okay, what did I use there? Let's see. At this point, I should be able to tell. Oh, yes, here we go. These, something different. Glossy dots. And this is Balmy Blue. So, oh no, it's Pool Party. It's called Pool Party, but it coordinates with the Balmy Blue. We also have Daffodil Delight, Melon Mambo, and Gorgeous Grape. So these are bright and glossy and shiny and fun. Three different sizes on these. And lots and lots and lots of them. Look at them all. Lots of gems. Makes me very happy. So there's a couple of cards. And then we have our make and take. So here is tonight's make and take card. It's just an easy fancy fold card. There is a belly band. And then just to kind of hold it closed. Just because a belly band, because I was doing a lot of cards with belly bands. So, and you know what? I will apologize. Hopefully everybody has some white cardstock because I forgot to send you white cardstock for the insides of the cards in this kit. So that's on me, ladies. I do apologize. I think there was one the other night that needed a piece of white and I neglected to send it. So, okay, whoops, almost. My gems don't want to come out. They're stuck. There they go. Okay, so what you need for tonight is your Mary Merlot card base, and it will be folded probably because I think I had to fold most of them to get them out to you, unless you picked up local. I might have left it long, but mine's folded, so I'm thinking I folded them all. Anyway, one of the folds is done. You just need to fold the other one, and then you have 2 pieces of polished pink cardstock, and you have 2 pieces of the designer series paper, and I used 2 different ones, the one that's on this card or this one that has more of the Mary Merlot. So you might have one or the other in your kit. And then you have a belly band, and here's the circle that I tried to pawn off as an extra piece last night. It's actually for tonight. And then a banner strip for your sentiment as well. And I forgot to get out any kind of stamps. Look, I got out ink. Isn't that good of me? But I didn't get out any. I didn't get out the stamp sets. So, you know, but look, through the magic of I was getting ready, I couldn't decide what to do. So I had done this one and didn't end up using it on the first card, but I could use it tonight. And I had done sentiment in pink, and then I decided to use Mary Merlot on that one, but I could use pink tonight. And I was trying to decide between a circle and a square, and we ended up at a circle. But so these will become cards somewhere else. So I will show you. Oh, thanks, Donna. I'm glad you like that. Show you how this all comes together. This is just pretty standard layers. So we will put some adhesive on the back of the designer series paper, and then it just layers up onto the cardstock. This always works better if I hold both ends. So I think I will turn it and do that. Well, this is kind of a narrow border. Probably should have used liquid glue, but we'll just hope for the best here. The next border is a little wider. Anyway, that one went on okay. I haven't messed it up yet. This one will go here. Definitely need 2 hands for this though, because it is a nail. There we go. And this guy, so as I said, the one side is folded in, you just need to fold in the other side. Give that a nice press. And then these are just going to go onto the larger and the smaller front panels. So that's fairly obvious, isn't it? Oops. There we go. Get this on here. So there's actually no stamping on the card part of this, it's just on the piece that goes on the belly band. That's where I adhered everything. And you could put the sentiment onto the card, but then if you do that, I would recommend that you do not top it up with dimensionals, or it will get in the way of your belly band. Even these gems that I put on here get caught if you're not careful. You have to kind of plan what you're doing if you're going to have a belly band on things, because it does need to slide on and off in order to be able to get into your card. Okay, when you are doing a belly band on a card that you are going to want to slide on and off, I recommend you just finger fold it. Now I did score and fold one end because I had to get it in the envelope again. But the other end, I would recommend that you just kind of set it down and just finger fold it. And as you do that, you will notice that it does not meet, okay? Because this card goes landscape. So this is an 11-inch piece of cardstock. And of course, this is 5.5 card base. So it's 11 inches front and back. And then you lose a little bit because of the thickness of the card. But that's okay. Here is what you do, she says. I'm just going to give this a little squish. I know where I left it. So what I did, and I don't know if you can kind of see in there. So I have just attached this. I use dimensionals, and I've just attached the edges of this right in the middle, and that holds the belly band together. So it doesn't actually meet, but it's all hidden in there. I colored this with my Stampin' Blends. I don't think I mentioned that, but so I think I'm just going to go with this guy. Kind of like that. So what you want to do is just sort of know what orientation you want it. If you want it sort of tilted on an angle or straight, or in this case, I needed to decide where I wanted those leaves. So I think I'm going to do this right about here. Stick that on there. And then this one will go right about here. Okay. Do I have that too long? I think it's okay. And then, oh, maybe I didn't get that quite right. It's pretty straight. I think I want to move this side a little bit because I don't want them. You know what? Here's the other way to do it. Stick that right there, and then it'll just attach wherever it lands, and I think it'll be enough to hold it. So you can do that. Actually, you could do that for both of them. You could put them on both of the edges of this. You just want to sort of know where the edge of your, so it's kind of a balancing act. Where's the edge of this piece? Because I want it towards the edge, but and I'm just going to kind of center it about like that. There we go. So that should work. I don't think I need another dimensional under there. It's going to be held a little bit with this because I think I'm going to put this on here as well. Oh, I have this a little bit bigger. Should have had it over a little bit more. It's almost. Or I should have had it tilted a little bit more. Can I get it up? I'm going to get it up because you know what? I don't want to cover up my flower with my sentiment. I think I'm going to lose this dimensional, but that's okay. We have more. Oops. I'm going to pull this guy right off of here and start over on him. Where did they go? This on here. And then I want this to be over this way a little bit more. So hopefully, oopsie, see, here's where you need to make sure you're hitting your, I'm gonna pull this off and mess it up as well. So here we go. Third time lucky. I'm gonna put it right on the edge here because that's kind of where this is going to end up. There. Okay, I think this is better because now we have room for that to just touch on the edge. And so I'm going to put dimensional under here. Did you notice I messed that one up? Wasn't even on camera. I wasn't even sharing it with anybody. I just messed it up all by myself. And then I'm just going to put a little tiny dab of glue on this end, just so, because it's a belly band and people are going to be, you know, putting it on and off and touching it and stuff. I just want to make sure it all stays secure, but that will hold it in place. So this bit of glue will end up on here, already raised, and this will go right there. There, took a couple tries, but but we got it. And now I'm thinking, I don't know. Oh yes, the pink works on here. Okay, hopefully the belly band fits. I didn't actually test that, but oops, got that glue get a little bit stuck. Come on, baby. Trying to hold too many things here. There we go. Okay. So this belly band seems to have gotten a little bit snug, but it will be okay. Just have to kind of maneuver it. You have to do it so it's straight. There we go. Okay. There. And then, where did my little gems go? I couldn't get them out of the bag, and now I have lost them somewhere. There are some clear rhinestones hovering somewhere. Let me check the floor. That's usually where they end up, and that's where they are. Okay, there they are. So we just have some clear rhinestones to put on here. There we go. And there's the card. I'll put this guy back together so you can see both. Okay, both these belly bands just need a little bit of talking to, a little bit of convincing to slide on. There we go. Okay. There are your two make and takes. There are your two other cards made with that same designer series paper. You like the card with the belly band? Well, thank you, Terry. That's, I'm glad. Please feel free to case it. Since you are in the US, I can't send you the kit, but you know, you can case it because that's what we do, isn't it? We share ideas. That's part of the reason I do this, is to inspire you and help you come up with new and creative ideas. So for anyone that did order the make and take kit for this week, you also have a number of pages of 4x6 designer series paper, and these are different samples from a lot of the paper that we've looked at this week. In case it give me credit. Okay, thanks, Terry. So this was the I think it was Pretty Prints that we looked at. Oh, I don't know that I even showed you this one. And I know I didn't show you this one. This I know is the host paper, and I included it because I wasn't sure that many of you would have that one. Oh, there's a few of these that are the host ones. Oh, because you know what? Because not everybody has all of these. These are just the different pieces that are in all of the different kits. So you will have a selection of some of these. Oh, you have either, I think, so there was these 6 pieces or these 6 pieces. So this is the host paper, and this is the host paper, and these are from a pack that I don't think I even shared with you. I have a couple packages of paper that I didn't share with you because we just kind of ran out of time and space, and I hadn't done anything with it. So this paper and this paper is from a package called Lovely in Linen. Page 133, just right here, Lovely in Linen. So you have a few pieces of that. So you didn't see it this week, but there you have some of it. And this is from the Happy Forest Friends. So you may have that. And this was the top piece from that sample card that we made, and also what we used on the other cards this week. So that that designer series paper is in your make and take kit, and that is just there for you to enjoy and to use and to see and to, you know, have and touch and hold and all that sort of stuff. So, all righty, look at that, 8:29. It's very close. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So that is the catalog kickoff for this round. Hopefully you've seen some things that you enjoyed. Hopefully you've been inspired to create some projects with some of the awesome stuff in the new catalog. I have to tell you, I love so much of this catalog. I have a huge wish list, which is a little bit of a problem, but I will work my way through it. But because there's just so many gorgeous things in here, so many wonderful stamp sets. Yeah, there's just so many things that I really like, and there's still lots more to show you and to share. One of the other things I had pulled out, and I just didn't have a chance to use it, but we will do it on That's Fancy for sure, and that is the masking paper. Don't know if you've seen the masking paper in the catalog. It's kind of like a Post-it note, but with the Post-it all over the whole sheet, and you can use it if you're stamping and looking to mask something. So we'll play with that some night, and I'll show you how that works. And I have more designer series paper. We'll play with some of the stuff that I showed you but didn't actually have samples to share with you, and we'll just play with a whole lot more because that's what we do. That's crafters, isn't it? We just keep playing with stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I really appreciate it. I love bringing you along on this crafting adventure. Love having you join me for that. And a couple more comments. I have to take a look. Sorry, ladies. Thanks for a great week. Oh, you didn't notice the masking paper. That's why I mentioned it, because you know what? It's something in there that I possibly would have missed as well, except that they did talk about it on tour, and I think there was a demo there. So I have some, and I will absolutely show you. Maybe we'll play with that on Monday night. So join me again on Monday night. So That's Fancy. We'll play with the masking paper. And oh, Ginny, hello. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining us this evening. I'm glad you had fun. Okay, if you have any questions about anything in the new catalog, absolutely let me know. I'm here to help. And if there's something you'd like to see, something you enjoy a class with, something, anything, I'm here. Reach out to me, please. Love to help you answer questions, or just chit chat crafting, because, well, I'm a little bit addicted to this and I love it. So let's hang out together and craft some more. Anyway, thank you all again so much for coming along with me this week. I appreciate it, and we will see you all again really soon. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. Bye-bye for now.